Hello, my name is Les Brown. I'm Mrs. Mamie Brown's baby boy.
Hello, my name is John Leslie Brown, and I'm Les Brown's baby boy.
You know, a few years ago, we were in a studio. We had some type of contest between the two of us where we took a word and had some words that we would expand on those words or have a special kind of interpretation. Or what was it that we did? Do you remember?
Yes, you always taught me that the best speakers make the fewest words go the furthest.
Yes. Okay.
And the right quote, the right message can really interrupt what's going on and make a difference in a person's life.
Okay, well, I think you won that contest, but I want to challenge you to one now.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to just spontaneously see, because what John Leslie does, he's taken my speeches and he has incorporated them in positive rap. His name in the entertainment area where he owns that space, he calls himself High Hopes. And so tell them, well, can you just give us an example? I know you have over 300 songs in your head. I don't know how these young people do this today, but give us an example of one of the speeches I gave and what you were able to do with that and put it to music.
Yes, one of the quotes that I love, my all-time favorite, it might be yours too. As a little kid, Mamie Brown's baby boy, he said, "Shoot for the moon, because even if you miss, you'll land amongst the stars." And when I thought about the different challenges that youth are facing today, fighting each other in different arenas, I thought, what if we taught people how to shoot for the moon instead of at each other with that quote? So I said, shoot for the moon, because even if you miss, you'll land amongst the stars. The time is coming soon. Instead of busting shots at my brothers and sisters, shoot for the moon. Because even if you miss, you'll land amongst the stars. The time is coming soon. If you don't raise the bar, you'll end up behind the bars. So let's get this quote competition started off with the John Leslie Brown original. If you don't raise the bar, you'll end up behind the bars.
Okay, here's the Les Brown original. If life knocks you down, try and land on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up.
Ooh, that's not fighting fair. That's not fighting fair.
Okay.
But what that does tell me is, another John Leslie Brown original, failure begins when effort ends.
Here's the Les Brown original. Visualization without the willingness to do the work ends up in mental illness and disappointment.
Okay, so what you're trying to tell me as I think about another John Leslie Brown original is that when you stop trying, you start dying.
Okay, Les Brown original. Always strive to get on top in life because it's the bottom that's overcrowded.
Oh, we shifted. We're talking about the crowd now. Well, that takes me to another one that I read. I believe it's by Bishop Jakes. He said, true superiority is not gained by being better than someone else. It's gained by being better than your previous self. Oh,
Here's another Bishop T.D. Jakes quote.
okay.
Success without successors is failure.
Oh, yes. And as a successor from this great Brown dynasty and as a child of Bishop Jakes as well, I have to remember the quote when he said, the amount of pain that you've been through is a direct measurement of the amount of power that will be released in your life.
Well, here's another Bishop T.D. Jakes quote. Don't let your talent take you where your character can't keep you.
Ooh, okay. Well, I have to switch it up then.
I got you sweating now.
You got me sweating. I'm
Yes,
sweating. And
I'm cool,
I'm
as you can
switching
see.
from Bishop Jakes
Yeah.
to Jim Rohn now.
Okay, go
because
ahead.
Jim Rohn said, your life, my life, the lives of each and every one of us will serve as either a warning or an example.
Jim Rohn said, when the end comes for you, let it find you conquering a new mountain, not sliding down an old one.
Okay. If you're going to use Jim Rohn's quote, then let me trump you with some Benjamin Franklin then, okay? See if
Okay.
you like this. Benjamin Franklin said, blessed are those that seek nothing, for they shall never be disappointed.
Well, we're talking about Benjamins. Let's use a Jamaican quote. A Jamaican quote says that if you save your money will save you.
Oh! Oh, okay.
The perspiration is really pouring now, and it's not the lights, it's heat. It's the challenge.
Yes,
Go ahead.
yes, that's very true, especially when we talk about saving something, because Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, until a man has found something that he's willing to die for, then he isn't fit to live. Save that.
Dr. Martin Luther King's mentor, Dr. Howard Thurman, said, there's something in each and every one of you that waits and listens to the voice of the genuine in yourself. And if you cannot hear it, all of your life will be spent on the ends of strings that somebody else pulls.
Oh, you're pulling my strings. You're pulling my strings. Okay, it's only one person that I can come back with that. And I'm going to have to go right here. Les Brown said, there's greatness within you. And I am not ready. I cannot hang with the master motivator, but it's not just about the words. Let's go into what some of these words mean.
Yes, I most certainly will, but please, could you wipe your face?
Okay.
This perspiration is distracting to my greatness. Thank you. You know, a young broom sweep clean, but an old broom's nowhere to go.
But a young broom can Google a housekeeper. So you don't have to sweep no more. What are you talking about?
Oh, I got it. I missed that one. I'm a little slow. I got it. All right. Okay, so I'll give you a quote and then let me hear your spin on it, okay? Here's a quote I'd like for you to give me. What does this mean to you? Mm-hmm. Don't make someone a priority who's made you an option.
Let me repeat that. Don't make someone a priority.
Who's made you an option.
Who's made you an option. To me, that means know your worth. We live in a society where we've got more tools to stay connected, but especially if you're a high achiever, if you're a leader, sometimes it can be lonely. You said it yourself. They say it's lonely at the top, but you eat better. And the reason why it's lonely at the top is because when you value yourself, when you know what you deserve, when you spend your time and energy developing new relationships, working on your mind, developing new ideas that can build your business, you've got to surround yourself with something that a great man by the name of Les Brown calls OQP. Only quality people. Don't dilute your value because you want the approval of somebody else. Self-approval is the first step in the 4 stages of greatness. Am I correct about that?
No, it's self-awareness and then self-approval. But that answer you gave is profound, but it was the answer to another question, but not the question that I asked. When you say don't make someone a priority who's made you an option, what you're saying is there are some people in your life that they're always there when they need you. But when you need them, they're nowhere to be found. So when you are going to invest your time, your energy, and resources, make sure you do it for relationships that you can count on. You know, one of the things that you said, that when you look at your life and look at your goals and dreams, who should you count on? And who should you count out?
And when I spoke, I told audiences to ask that question. But the statement, that takes it a step further. That is answering who you should count out. You
Absolutely.
should count out
the people that you know you can't count on.
Wow. That's phenomenal.
Are you feeling it?
I'm feeling.
Okay.
I'm feeling the
You're
dad
about to
up
break
in
out
here.
another sweat.
I am. Well,
okay.
Tell me about this. I've heard this quote. I believe it's from Whitney Young. Mm-hmm. He said, "It's better to be prepared for an opportunity
and not have one
than to have an opportunity
and not be prepared."
What does that mean to you?
That to me, that life is about advanced preparation. You know, there's a saying that no prior planning brings about a pretty poor performance, and so people should prepare themselves. They need to ask the what if question. What if I lost my job? What if I lost my voice? What if I could not physically perform the work that I used to perform? What's my backup strategy? That we want to ask those questions in advance, but also have strategies that we can have ways to generate other things that can support our household, our standard of living, our family and friends, because it's better to have money and not need it than to need it and not have it.
Wow, that's so powerful. While you were speaking, it made me think of about a series I heard from Brian Tracy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I listened to this. Guess what it was called?
What?
Eat That Frog.
I remember that
You
title.
remember Eat
Yes.
That Frog?
I thought it was unusual and different.
That's why I looked at it.
Yes, an attention grabber. So what did you get out of it?
The thing that I took that was most valuable for me was when he talked about the quink moment.
Mm-hmm.
With the quink is knowing what I now know.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing what I now know. See, when you have advanced preparation,
Yes.
you make sure you don't have an opportunity where you look back and say, oh, if I could do that over, I would have had a business plan. If I could do that over, I would have had a business card. If I could do that over, I would have been ready for my destiny.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing what I now know, I'm excited to have the opportunity to learn from you.
Well, thank you.
So out of all of the quotes that you have heard, what's one of the things that you heard as a child
that grabbed me.
that grabbed you, that stayed with you still to this day?
A question was asked by a very brilliant man who, at the time, he was in his 90s, and this stayed with me to this day. And the question was, if you had it in your power to be anyone throughout history, who would you be? And he said, I'd like to become the man I never was. And that to me said that as he looked at himself, he realized even though he was 92 and he'd accomplished a great deal in life and was admired the world over, that there was still more in him that he had not expressed. And he wondered whether or not he would have a chance to do that before he left. And to me, that is about challenging yourself, about growing, about knowing, as Dr. Shula said, you can always better your best.
You can always better your best. When I think about that, it reminds me being in Miami, Florida, in Ona's condo, my sister Ona, and your book was sitting there on the table, Live Your Dreams.
Yes.
Now, you published that book when I was about 10 years old, and I wasn't reading books
Right.
that size then. But something said, how is it that my dad is a best-selling author, helps people achieve greatness, and I haven't read the book?
Mm-hmm.
I said, hey, should I read it or do I already know? Well, guess what? I opened that book, and the page that I turned to, it said, everybody's born unique, but most of us die copies. I closed the book. I said, oh, I gotta read this. I gotta read this. I think we have to, in order to express your unique energy signature, as you would call it, in order to express your unique talent or gift, you have to constantly update your mental software.
I like that. This is just a little taste. We're going to be doing some more in the future, but I'm beginning to perspire myself.
Round one goes to Mamie Brown's Baby Boy. I'm going to get ready.
I think you did pretty good. I think you did pretty good. I'm very proud of you. This has been Les Brown, Mrs. Mamie Brown's Baby Boy, and
John Leslie Brown, Mamie Brown's grandbaby boy, and Les Brown's pride and joy.
okay, I'll go along with that. I'll vote for that. Okay, I love you.